Broadcasting from Miami, Florida.
Check this out.
Let's go. Welcome to 25-8, The Culture. On who's hot and who's not. Everything hip-hop. Turn it on, turn it up, get it loud. Here we go. You're now vibing with 25-8, The Culture.
Yo, you already know what it is, man. We in the building, man. You know, we got D-Wise from the Big Fellas. What it do?
What's up? It's your boy D-Wise. I'm in the building. You already know the greatest podcast out. You feel what I'm saying? The realest podcast out. We here. We got a great guest in store. I can't wait to ask him all these great questions. Make sure you listen because he's going to be dropping gems. You feel me? Let's do it.
Also in the building, dog. The legendary. Credits don't have no mother effing feelings. Big money boy Lance. You already know what it is.
What's good, family? How y'all doing, man? You know what I'm saying? Good to be here. And as always, drink in one hand, smoke in the other. Well, let's go.
Also, our legendary guest and homeboy, another legend from Dade County, from Minnesota, from all around the parts of the planet. Yo, my dog, J-Rock, what it do?
What up, though?
All right, man. So I'm happy to have you on the show. We're about to touch some, touchy issues. George Floyd situation, Black Panthers, a whole bunch of stuff. There's a lot of craziness going right now. And, we want to hear from you that you are there on ground zero, Minneapolis, right? I said that right?
Minneapolis, man. All
right. Let's get it, man. Yo, D-Wise, take over.
So to not mess up saying, I'm going to just say the Twin Cities. I think everyone would know what time it is.
Well, definitely.
But yo, man, thank you for being here. It was a blessing. I know we just called you up, but I had to have you on the show because all this BS has come around from everybody and they're not there. They're not at ground zero and you are. You feel what I'm saying? So, and I know you got mad information, mad gems. I know you're a member of the Black Panther movement. So we're going to be asking you a lot of things. So first I want to start off is with what's going on right now, the George Floyd case. How's the feeling of the people of the Twin Cities? Because everyone's trying to say that she ain't working right, but they're not there. So can you please tell us what's going on in the streets there? How the people acting?
Well, what's going on with the case is, people are out there doing their peaceful protests. Ain't nobody rowdy. From the way I've been speaking with people and the way they feel is, the proof is in the presentation. The witness that they put on stand, man, the evidence is there. So we're feeling confident that, justice will be served on this. It's like you can't avoid the facts, you can't blind out the facts, you can't even you can't blur it out, you can't distort it. You have too many experts that's coming up there, the people, the witness testimonies was solid, and it is what it is, man. People, we feel confident that, justice will be served.
Facts. And also I want to say, is there, because they keep saying that there's, it's going to be the most violent thing ever if things don't go your way. Is there a thing of understanding? Is there a thing of peace? Are you guys talking? What is there a plan B going on if all this bullshit goes off? Or do you guys, in your mind, where's the worst case scenario if things don't go the way that you guys are seeing that it should go?
Worst case scenario is a domino effect. We see how the George Floyd death sparked it all around. Before it happened here, that city just raged. This right here sparked something that went across the oceans. So I expect if it don't go that way, man, I'm expecting the people to really hit the streets, man, and demand a righteous justice, man. And we're not gonna take it easy because this is a shame right here, man. I've been watching the trial every day, and I'm just baffled on how can you even come up with a cross-examination as a defense? You can't explain that 9 minutes and 29 seconds on a man's neck. So if he's, and we don't think it'll be a acquittal. We truly believe the defense is trying to get one of the juries to hang it, to have a hang jury. But I don't, I'm saying a conviction or it's gonna get hung. I don't feel that it's gonna be a acquittal. And if it is acquittal, like, to be honest, man, we're gonna be out there in full force to make sure the people are protected and safe, and we do this the right way. But it's gonna be an extreme frustration that's gonna be shot across the whole world, man. Like, to see this man to be acquitted of this crime, but we putting all, praises to God, and he's gonna bring this with justice, man. But my mama would say, pray for the best, but prepare for the worst.
Facts. Go ahead, Lance. Oh, my bad. Go ahead, Maccabee.
Yo, so, I'm one of those people, man, like you said, hope for the best, but expect the worst. And, I think like Black people or, melanated people or colored people or people that are not, so-called, more privileged in this country, sometimes we probably expect the worst outcome,
Mm-hmm.
which will be, very bold seeing what happened globally, like literally, like in other countries, people were tearing down statues of racism and stuff like that, and how the injustice of this incident affected the whole entire world, yo. To even people that that wouldn't even pay attention to a case like this and is not a part of their everyday life are forced to hear the news of George Floyd. Like I don't think there's not one person in the world that doesn't like know about the situation or or the disturbance of that this is causing into the American day-to-day culture that some people wish would just go away and they wish they wouldn't have to deal with another Black person dying in police custody and stuff like that. But it's like I'm the type of person that I feel like I'll wake up and hear like maybe he's convicted, but he only gets 8 years, 7 years, 5 years, with, and then also too with good behavior and stuff like that out in 3 years. And you'd be like, yo, that to me, even with the conviction, that's still like a big L and an insult to the Black community, And also, and like, and I don't want to make this a whole black and white thing. It's an insult to a civilian and a human being. You feel me? Because like also too, we know the white community, they also have a big drug problem when it comes to opioids and all these other drugs. But to them, when they're doing it, it's considered to be a sickness. When you're doing it, oh man, you a felon. Like, you feel me? You a hardened criminal, And also too, like the whole thing is like, if their children are doing a crime, oh, they're just, going through life and exploring and, they'll come back around. But it's like, nah, your kid is like, he's getting paired to be a hardened criminal, to be a terror in this world. Like, you feel me? So I'm like, yo, like this standard thing of fair shit, like, we need to, have real equality. I forgot the woman's name. He was like, yo, you lucky that Black people want equality and don't want revenge. And honestly, I'm like, yo, I've always seen Black people always fight for equality. Like, we're just out there just like, yo, just treat us the same as you, man. You feel me? Like, we ain't out here like saying like, nah, fuck that. We try to be the same as you, and you refuse to give us equality. The laws ain't built against us. The banks is against us. The healthcare system is against us. Like, everything is just against us, and we're still fighting for equality. Like, yo, like why haven't Black people or colored people in this country have come to the point like, nah, fuck that. We taking over. Like, fuck your police, fuck your system. We just gonna start our own shit. Like, if your cops come around, like, fuck your cops. Like, you feel me? That shit don't apply to us. Like, why are we letting like their rules even apply to us? You feel me? This we're just, I'm just going off of like thought and stuff like that. But these are honest thoughts that should come to people that are
true,
protected by the police. We live in the worst communities. Some of it may be our fault, but but it can't all be our fault because there was a system in place making us fail because I'm like, yo, lack of education, lack of this, lack of that, opportunities not being afforded to us. So it's like, yo, it's like they say, it's a project. It's all a setup. You feel me? But like I'm expecting the worst out of this situation. I would love to be optimistic and be like, yo, like let them bury this dude underneath the jail. You feel me? And then they show like, yo, we mean business. Because I think I haven't really met nobody, white, black, Hispanic, that has agreed with Derek Chauvin as actions and be like, oh well, maybe this or maybe that. But I do feel like the defense or the prosecutor, whatever,
Defense.
really trying to lean towards the fact like maybe the drugs killed them because he had so much drugs that could kill a horse, and they're really trying to, because it only takes, I guess, one person on the trial. I mean, one person on the jury to just disagree or not feel some type of way. But I'm like, man, this shit would really probably tear up the country all over again. Even after seeing what happened at the Capitol building with the whole Trump situation, how they just bum rushed the Capitol. It seems like they don't have enough police to maintain that. You feel me? So imagine the spark this is gonna cause, globally, especially here in the United States. Yeah, you go ahead, Lance.
Yeah.
I said a lot.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Well, I've kind of been on the record from the beginning. I'm not expecting a decision in our favor. Even if he gets convicted, I'm not expecting the appropriate amount of time being given. I'm expecting him to get off on something. So, what would you say, being on the ground, being able to pay attention and watch it like all of us? What would you say to people with that mindset?
That how I feel about the whole situation. Like, if he gets off or anything like that, because right now where George Floyd got murdered at it's called George Floyd Square right now. The police cannot even go in that area. The neighborhood, the community is police in that area. So, like, if he even gets a slap on the wrist, and this is why I think their hand is kind of forced to make sure it is a swift punishment, because the backlash behind this will be civilians against the police. That's what it's going to be. We're not going to accept you in our communities at all. Like these community militant groups are going to come together stronger and stronger. And what I do see happening, and I do like it, is it's the youth, man, that's leading the charge out here, man. It's that youth where they say, oh, they don't care about nothing. Man, these youth is not going to sit back and they're not going to take this. So I think this is going to, like people said, man, this is going to spark something major, regardless of what, regardless of what. And like you said, man, we're prepared for the worst. We prepare for the worst. So, like I said, we out, we talking, just trying to see, we're trying to bring up solutions, because what's the use of talking about the problem if there's no solution behind it? Like, so everybody, every nationality, every race has their militant group, and we have to stand strong, man. We have to, like I said, we have to prepare ourselves for this. And the people in the Twin Cities, we're praying for the best, but, they prepared for this, like they're ready for action to be taken.
It's great to hear that the youth are involved and leading the movement, because they are the future. So it's definitely good to hear that. Now, hearing you speak about how there could be potential major fallout if he's not punished the right way, is there any fear of like riots, or even like an LA riot situation where the cops are like, well, let them do what they do and let them fuck up their own shit? Is there any fear of that, or is the mindset right now, all we care about is justice and we not with the bullshit?
It's definitely that fear factor of riots, because with what just recently happened with the young man and Brooklyn Center and all this, it's it's gonna be riots, man. Like they're gonna take to the street at force, and it's just sad because before what happened to this young man throughout the George Floyd trial, it wasn't no riots, it wasn't no rowdiness. It seemed like everybody was really sitting back and observing what was going on. You know, in front of the courthouse, man, they got this roped off like we're in Afghanistan, man. They literally have tanks guarding the courthouse. They have big military tanks, man. They got tanks out here, man. They got it. They just prepared for the worst themselves, and like I said before, this is what happened with this young man. That's when they started hitting the streets and riding in BC and doing that because what happened. But before that, you know, everybody is really taking their time, and it's like they was watching this, man. You know, there was no riots in the city, man. People were having peaceful protests, you know, marches, you know, fundraisers, everybody, you know, and now that COVID is, you know, the city is opening back up, man. It's just been like you seeing people coming together, man, not trying to give them a reason to spark it, you know. But this can definitely be prepared for some smoke in the city, man, because it's like we're not gonna take this. And I was having a conversation with somebody the other day, and they like, well, man, you know, we tearing up our neighborhood, we doing this and we doing that. And I said, man, I'm a person who sees the logic and reason in everything. You know, I'm not with the riots. I'm not okay with the riots, but you kill one black unarmed innocent black man, we're gonna cost you millions of damages in the city. You kill another one, you cause millions of damages in the city. It's either gonna be police reform or you're gonna continue to pay these hefty fines of wrecking this city. And that's what the people are on right now. Like, you know, I was born and raised in South Minneapolis, and seeing my city burn was one of the hardest things to view, man. Like seeing that hurt my sister, seeing the city, man. Like and the city is so beautiful. You know, it's a melting pot, man. You got different diversities of cultures here, but the cities, the people are not going to sit here and take this injustice, man. They're not going to take it, and we just hope they take their frustration and their anger, and let's do this the right way. You know, let's do this the right way. You know, and that's what we can do.
Okay, right. Oh, my fault. I got one more. Right now it seems like mainstream media is pushing this the agenda, this notion of Asian hate. Do you feel that it's just ironic that it's being pushed now during this trial? And are you seeing anything like that in the Twin Cities during this trial?
I haven't personally seen any Asian hate crime going up here. The Asian community up here and the blacks are, you know, are pretty close-knit community. You know, one hand washes the other, but we know we have our differences. And I do believe that is an agenda that, I mean, this happens all the time. You know, this is why I feel that we're close to something, because whenever we get close to something, they try to do something to divert our attention. And us as Black people, we have a kind heart. We're quick to put our stuff to the side and help somebody else. Exactly. You know, you see how fast we came to the aid of this Asian hate. Who's pushing this more than us? Because we know how it feels to be hated on. You know, but I do agree with, you know, the narrative is being trying to be pushed away, you know, trying to throw a cover over it, throw a blanket over it. But up here, man, with this George Floyd thing and just racism and hate all around, man, I haven't been seeing it. I haven't been hearing about it. You know, it's just like the people are trying to come together and really bring it into this. And maybe it's messed up to say, but what's happening to these Asians maybe this is going to open their eyes on what they was turning the cold cheek to for years. I'm not sitting here and say they hasn't been supporting because, you know, the Yellow Pride has supported Huey P. Newton back in the days. You know, they stood by the Black Panthers, you know, free Huey P. Newton, stop oppressing. So we're not saying that they ain't look out for us. They ain't never stood with us, they do, but you know, the propaganda, the narrative is it ain't that bad what's happening to them. Look what's happening to them. And, you know, it's messed up what's happening to you, but this been happening to us since they came to the acknowledgement that we're gods and, you know, on this earth, man. So, but we haven't been seeing it up here like that. And that narrative is trying to change it, especially with the government backing it though. You know, you're seeing all the bills that's being passed, and that's like, it's like kind of crazy that like you get a hate crime for doing this, but you don't get a hate crime for killing an innocent Black boy. Facts. You don't get a hate crime for putting a knee on this man's neck for 9 minutes. You don't get a hate crime for shooting this man in front of his daughter. You feel me? That man, you know, these officers done killed the man in front of his baby, man. That's gutless, man. That's heartless, man. That's cold-hearted. So we're not gonna sit here and let you pull the rug over this one.
I am happy, and then we're gonna ask questions about the far as the Black Panthers and you being a member. But I am happy to hear that it's about time that we're starting to get more Malcolm X and less Martin Luther King Jr. That Martin Luther King Jr. thing, it has its time and its place, but not right now. You feel what I'm saying? Right now, it's time to be on that Malcolm X shit. You feel me? I love that you said the youth is like that. And these youths they're not our grandparents and our great grandparents. Them youths is ready, bro. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, them youth really want to smoke justice, you know, with justice, not on unfair drama and bullshit. They really want to take it there. They're not going to take this, you know, sit down, turn the other cheek shit. Like, I believe the straw, if something happens now, these will be the straws that break the camel's back, and they're ready for that. Yeah. Also, just a quick thing before we talk to the Black Panther things, the guy that was shot, I think it's Dante Wright was his name. And I just put a little quick, you know, 2-minute thing on there, and then we'll get to the Black Panther questions. We were saying before we talked about, and it's important for people to know this, you were basically saying like, you know, I'm not saying what he did was right, but, you know, he should have ran, but that should have been resolved. Like, give detail on that, because they think us speaking up sometimes is us turning a cheek to the wrong. We just don't like the ending results. Like, even though he did wrong, he did have to come to this. Talk about that for like a couple minutes, and then we'll get to the Black Panther questions, please.
All right. Like I said, this doesn't excuse no action that officer did. You don't give her no excuse on doing what she did. But what I'm saying is, this is why we have to bridge that gap with our youth, man. And we have to sit them down, man. Like, this all could have been prevented, man. It all could have prevented. Just, man, it's so sad because, like, he didn't have to run. You know, our youth, they panic because they just don't know how to deal with that type of pressure. You know, and it's not wrong. It's not bad that you don't know how to deal with it, but they just don't know how to deal with it, man. Like, if we can get together, man, and our youth, man, like, we got to hold accountability for ourselves, man. We got to take accountability for ourselves, man. Like she had no right to do what she did, but like, that could have been avoided, man. A lot is going down out here, man. And, you know, it's just about us taking accountability of creating what's wrong in our communities ourselves, man. Not looking for outside resources, man. Not waiting for somebody to come save us, man. Put the work in yourself, man. Go out here, talk to these kids, man. Get involved, man. Like teach them responsibility, man. Like, that was somebody's son, that's somebody's husband. He's a father that got stripped away because he panicked under pressure and tried to run from the police. Like, but that's how we feel when it comes to the police. So I can't even knock that he wanted to run. You feel me? Like, do you want to die on your feet or on your knees? You feel me? So you can't even I can't even fault him or feel some type of way about him trying to run when they had him in a tight situation where I would advise my nephew, if he was in that situation, don't fight, don't run, take this charge. We finna get you out there tomorrow, but you're gonna be alive. You know, so it's tough, man. But it don't excuse nothing that lady did. Didn't have to do none of that. Our police officers are trained in hand-to-hand combat. They don't have to use deadly force. That young man wasn't a massive young man. I feel that they could have easily got him out the car. But we just got to take our accountability, man.
Yeah, and it's crazy. Like we have to teach. And it's crazy because everybody wants to say that. In everybody's eyes, we keep saying no one's better than you. You're not better than anyone else. You try to say you're equal. Now go and get it, but that's not true. We have to teach that. Yes, we know white people can go do this and get away with it. You can't. You don't have that luxury. You have to think twice. We have to talk that way because if we say everything's equal, if I teach that, which is what they say the right way to teach things, we see so many results that's just not the case. You know what I'm saying? We've seen mass shooters kill a lot of people, and the police take them to a fast food restaurant because they're hungry to give them something to eat. We've seen this happen to the opposite, the white counterpart. We're not given that luxury. So things aren't equal. So I understand that to the fullest. And that was a good point that you talked about.
I like to piggyback on something you just said just now with that.
Go ahead. After
this was something.
J-Rock, go ahead, Lance. I know you want to say something as well.
But like you just said, man, we don't see the counterparts be treated like this. And I watched, was it recently, where the white dude ran in with like a store and started shooting up people. And I watched the police nicely walk this man to the car and use empathy on getting him there. And he just killed somebody. He just killed multiple people, shot it up, and he was able to survive his arrest. But this young man get pulled over for an incident or whatever they put him over for, and he tries to run. We can't survive the encounters with the police. Man, this has to change, and that's what's sparking the anger.
Go ahead, Lance.
All right. How you were talking about how we all know how you said the young kid panic now because they're not taught. So is that on us? Because I feel like I'm a little older than the young man. So I feel like my generation, we didn't move like that specifically. Like I'm sure we all panicked, but I felt like we didn't have that idea to be like, yo, let me run and get out of here. It was more like, all right, chill, get this shit over with as fast as possible. Yes, sir. What you need, sir. And even if you're gritting your teeth while doing it, even if you're like, well, I tell you, take that badge off. Oh, whoop! It don't matter how you feel. I feel like in those moments, we were taught a little bit better, or do we just react a little bit better? Are we not having the right conversation? Are we not instructing them that this is the way it's supposed to go? Are we just telling them, hey, man, listen, this shit is fucked up? Are we fighting back a little too much? Like, what's the difference? I feel like it's a little more tension now and a little bit more of the running and the frantic reactions.
It's both sides. You feel me? I think it's a side where us being the elders, the OGs, taking the time and teaching our youth, man, because our youth, they're fire, man. Tupac spoke about igniting that spark, and our youth are full of fire, man. They're full of anger, man. And sometimes they don't have the patience to sit down and get the proper lessons from the OGs like we did. We sat down and we took that, we took them jewels, we got them jewels, we sucked it in, we got it right. I think it's just patience on both sides, man. And working in a school, I had a student that graduated, and she said, you know, like, thanks for not giving up on us. You know, don't give up on us. And I think that sometimes with our OGs, sometimes we get impatient and frustrated with saying the same thing over and y'all not getting it. But we have to understand, man, like, it ain't easy for them to grasp that understanding. You know, you know, because we just can't lose our patience with them. You know, they can't lose their patience with us. And it's something that we're going to have to come together and we're going to have to bridge it. And we're going to have to, you know, get these lessons, because these lessons are going to save their lives. You know, these lessons is going to save their lives. And just coming together on, you know, peace and harmony, and through this tragedy, I'm seeing that gap closing. You know, through this tragedy, man, like, it, you know, it has to be taught, you know, and both, like I said, both sides are going to have patience. Is because that's one thing I had growing up. Like, when them OGs sat us down and they taught us, you know, was teaching us the ways on how to maneuver through these certain situations, you know, like, we actually sat there and listened and sucked it in. So, you know, with all what's going on, and if we lead by example, and that's what these youth, they don't care what you saying. You know, they're not caring about what you say. They care about your action. How are you doing it? You know, if we out here leading by example, they're gonna follow rat suit with us and lead by example, man. So at the end of the day, it's up to us to maintain the patience and lead by example, and they will follow us, and it will be, you know, they'll fall suit.
All right. So on to the next thing, the Black Panther, you know what I'm saying, the Black Panther movement. You are a member of the Black Panthers, and I just want you to speak on, like, what made you join this historical organization? Why is it very important now for you guys to speak up and do your things of where it started from back in the old days? You know what I'm saying? What brought it basically like full circle again? You know what I mean? Because it was popping, it was the movement, it was the culture, it was the necessary of its time. It went away, it seems like, to the public eye. I know you might say it never truly went away, but as far as the power into the public eye, it went away. And then I want to say, indirectly, movies like the Black Panther movie from Marvel, like them typing that into the computers, or you typing it in to see what's up, you couldn't type that in without seeing, oh, Huey P. Newton, Black Panther Party. It was connected. Now, they might not have been looking for that, but by that caused the youth to, like, what is this? Hey, you know, Pops, what's this about? Like, it forced the issue. And also, like I said, if you could put a response, like, even Judas and the Black Messiah and Fred Hampton, that's a popular movie, and it forced people to go watch it that didn't know the story. I was surprised on people my age and older that really didn't know the story. They saw the movie, and I knew what would happen because it was a true story, but I didn't want to ruin the movie for them because they really didn't know, so it's educating and things like that. So if you could speak on that, that'd be great.
All right. Why I joined? When I was younger, I was elementary school or whatnot, Black History Month. And my father is from Harlem, New York. So I grew up more a Malcolm X. My mom is from South Carolina, so with her it's a lot of the Martin, but you know, I'm of my father. So he always had that militant mindset of being 13 years old, walking the streets of Harlem, listening to Malcolm X speak. So my daddy taught me about Huey P. Newton and Bobby Seale, you know, and I always was a protector. You know, I played offensive tackle, you know, I always was I always felt like a shield, you know, and my father would always teach me about more than Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Jesse Jackson. And he introduced me to this brother who was speaking on Huey P. Newton and what he stood for and stuff like that. And I started doing my own research on it. And I just took so much pride that it was a Black Panther Party of self-defense, man. I just took pride in and taking care of my own community, knowing that they were started because of a street that had no stop sign and no traffic light, and kids was getting hit. You know, these are men that came together to move traffic, and just seeing them not like Martin and Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton, because, you know, after Malcolm X died, you know, what was pushed in our face was the Jesse Jackson, the Al Sharpton, be more like the Martin Luther Kings. But when I was reading about this brother out of, you know, he's from Louisiana, but he, you know, moved to Oakland, and I'm reading about these brothers, man, like that stood up to the police, you know, that ran up on them. Like I was, that grasped my attention. Like, I want to be part of that, man. That's something that I want to be a part of. And I always told my father, man, I said, man, I wish I would have lived in the 60s just to be a Black Panther, you know. So it was something that I took pride in, you know. Huey P. Newton, somebody I look up to, the whole Black Panther Party as a whole. So when this opportunity came, and I jumped on it, man. It was no hesitation. Brothers came to me that was genuine in love, you know, King Rick and them out of Milwaukee. You know, it's just like, this is my true path. You know, this is what I'm supposed to do. Like, this came back, you know, was resurrected to me. You feel me? Like, being a part of the original Black Panthers and having pride in Huey P. Newton, Lil Bobby Hutton, Bobby Seale, and all those brothers in the past that started this. I just felt that, like, you know, it was just an honorable thing to do. You know, I always had passion for it, and I'm gonna jump on it, and I'm gonna, you know, honor these great men that started this. And, you know, this is what Huey P. Newton wants. You know, the Black Panther Party didn't stand with him and Bobby Seale. His ideal is gonna go across to his people, man, and we resurrecting that. And one thing I like about it is that the Black Panther brought pride to Black people, man. And that's what we need right now. You know, so it was just something honorable, man. You know, it's just an honorable thing to do, is to be part of something that's protecting your people. You're not getting paid to do this. There's nothing. I'm doing this because of the genuine love I have for my community and my people. I get no benefits out of, only benefits I get from this is seeing the people reach out and saying, thank you for coming around. You know, we glad y'all back around. You know, we need this, you know. And if it wasn't for my father teaching me about Huey P. Newton and being a man and standing up against wickedness, you know, I would have never had the passion to do this. And that's what got it, man. Like, my father always made sure that, you know, there's good men that get their hands dirty. You know, there's good men out here that get their hands dirty. And that, to me, that's what the Black Panther Party represents. You know, you're not gonna bully us. You know, you're gonna run up on my brother with a gun. Don't worry about it. He might not be aggressive like that. He might not come at you like that. But we're gonna be here to be his shield. You know, you're not gonna bully them. You know, and I take pride in that. You know, I take pride in watching the youth re-spark their interest in the Black Panther Party. Like you said earlier, you know, typing in Panther, you know, it brought that up. And you have a lot of kids, like, you know, they ask questions. You know, when we be out patrolling North Minneapolis, South Minneapolis, you know, they asking, who are you? You know, they're asking us questions. And, you know, we tell them who we is. You know, we tell them what we stand for. We tell them where we came from. We tell them where we originated from. And we tell them what we're here for. You know, and it is sparking a lot of good things, you know. And I definitely take pride in wearing this shirt. I take pride in doing what I do for my community. And it's something that's been, it's a blessing, man. It's a blessing for me to be a member of the Black Panther Party. It's a blessing for me to patrol my community and protect and serve my community. It's a blessing that they call on to me to come save them and look out for them. So it's just all about pride. You know, like Huey said, man, it's all power to the people, and it's Black pride. It's taking pride in yourself. Once we gain that pride in ourselves, man, ain't nothing we can't accomplish. And you was talking about the Black Messiah.
Yeah, Judas and the Black Messiah, Fred Hampton and stuff like that. Like, do you like, it seems like how the culture is bringing, I'll say positive and a light towards the Black Panthers now that you guys are kind of like coming back around, to the front again? Or are these things a distraction to the actual message that you guys want to represent?
No, I was glad that they made that movie, man. I was glad that movie got put out like that. Is because Chicago is a stronghold. Chicago is a stronghold, and for Chicago to be in a turmoil and the war zone that they in is a sad state, because we can be so strong with Chicago united. And I feel that with all that's going on in Chicago, you put this movie out to show somebody who was born, a young man from Chicago, that shows something outside of what y'all have now. Like, showed integrity, showed, love, peace, and stood up for his people. So I think this movie was important to come out at this time. And I hope and I'm praying that our people in Chicago see that, man, and it re-sparks that Fred Hamilton and all of them. It sparks all that, man. I hope it brings that that pride and unite for each other, man. So I was happy that the movie came out, and like I said, man, I think it was a perfect time to show Chicago, man, like greatness is not in the gang violence that's going on there. I come from great people there, so I think that movie's gonna play a part. You're gonna have more youth watching it, asking questions, and now that the Black Panthers are active, they can approach and find out and get in contact with different chapters and see what's going on and see if this is real. So that movie definitely is gonna spark something. It's gonna definitely spark our kids to go back and read up on Fred Hamilton. And once you read up on something, that once you read it, it's gonna turn that light on in you. It's gonna turn it on. And I'm hoping that's what that movie's gonna do for our people in Chicago, man, because like I said, man, Chicago's a beautiful city, a stronghold, and we need that. We need Chicago to unite. We need that. We need Chicago to unite and come together. And I think this movie will spark that. It's gonna give Chicago, you take pride in this, man. People from Chicago are proud people. They're proud of where they're from. And Fred Hamilton is Chicago, man.
Maccabee, Lance, go ahead, man.
Well, I love the fact that you said that your father taught you about these powerful Black inspirational leaders, because I feel like we touched on that in previous episodes. We have to educate ourselves. We have to educate our people. We can't depend on other people to tell us the best parts of ourselves when their plan is to take us down. You know what I mean? So that was definitely major to hear. It was honestly, it was dope. So, but now you said, well, you patrol your neighborhoods and things like that. You ever run into issues with cops or even the gangs in the community that are used to having free reign on the areas?
Yeah, I laugh because when we patrol, like they had the curfew here, so certain our clubs and our bars close at 11, so we'll patrol certain neighborhoods and certain areas, and when the police see us, it's like a sigh of relief. They even leave the scene. They arrive by, wave at us, and say, y'all got this. So it's like the good police officers, and it's not a lot of them, but the good officers out there that send us out there, we're not a threat to them. The first time we patrol, we kind of shook a little people up because they sent us they seeing us coming around, we marching and this and that. But yeah, the police are seeing us, they getting out our way. You know, we don't need you. We letting them know we don't need y'all over here. Y'all are back up. If we need help, we'll call y'all. You know, we got this. And the other question was what again?
Well, like, were you having issues with like the gangs and things
All
like
right.
that?
Yes. The thing is that, you know, with this high tension, you know, they sparked up. So when we're patrolling South Minneapolis, and they'll see us coming, and we, you know, we got our guns, and you know, we got our arms, and they peep and they looking, you know, they in the hood, you know, so they going to grab they shit, and they, you know, like, who these niggas coming up the street? But when they see the flag, when they see this, the Black Panthers, it comes all the way down, you know. But I take pride in that because I'm like, these niggas over here on point, you know, they on point over here, you know, like they seeing somebody coming and they getting there, but it's no aggression towards us once they see and acknowledge who we is. And a lot of us that's in a party, we're already in the community, so that deflect a lot of unnecessary aggression, because, you know, I might be walking around with a mask on my face because of COVID, but people know me by the way I walk. I can't hide from nobody. My people say that when I'm in Miami, nigga, you can't mask up, we know your walk. So that deteriorates a lot of things too, you know, but they on point over there in the neighborhood. They on point, and they let us know that, you know, they got our backs out here, you know. So I'm thinking, you know, I'm having a good vibe, a good feeling that, you know, what happened to George Floyd is extremely sad, but is this what's going to spark us to come together? You know, is this what's going to spark us from looking at each other as a threat? And that's what it is. Because back in the days, them brothers see some niggas walking down the block in all black with guns, they're not looking first. They're not talking to see who that is. Them shoot first, huh? And by them not shoot first, that let me know a lot. We growing. But they support us. When we go out, for those who we know that's active in the streets, we go talk to them. We come to them in their neighborhoods, in their hood, in their comfort zone, and we chop it up with them. You know, you see our face, man. We're not out here for you, against you, to attack you. We're out here to protect you. We're out here to stand with you. And when they find that out and they know it's true, see, that's the thing. So many people came to our youth, man, in our community saying, oh, they stand with us and this and that, and they ain't been genuine. You know, like, our community feel that this is true, this is genuine, and these are men and women out here that's sacrificing their lives, their time. And we're not just sacrificing our lives. You know, if something happened to us, everybody in our family is affected by this. So it's like the community is respecting that. And it's like they take honor in seeing us out there, man. So it's been a good vibe with our community, man. They embracing us. They definitely embracing us.
Love to hear that.
Maccabee, what's up?
Man, I'm just listening, man. You know,
but the love is real, man. The love is real, man. We love when we be patrolling, we walking down the street, you know, we got people hitting your horn, you know, we putting the black fists up, black power, you know, you got people walking up to us, you know, talking to us, man, you know, like, you know, got their little kids, like, you know, D-Wise was speaking on, a lot of youth don't know, you know, the history behind us. So you have a lot of the elders that's coming out with the youth, like, no, these are the real Black Panthers, you know, like, if you want to join the gang, this the gang you join. You know, so it's like, you know, we was in dormant for a long time. You know, this is something that Huey P. Newton knew was gonna happen. He knew that, you know, the spark was gonna come back, and on this go around, they're not gonna be able. No corruption is gonna be able to break this organization down. We have new chapters coming up almost every other day. Be active, in multiple cities, man, and they're not gonna be able to stop us, man, because the people brought us back. The people, the energy of them wanting protection and somebody showing them love, man, sparked us to get back out here. So the community brought us back out here, man, and we're gonna do what we got to do for our community, man. They take pride in seeing us out there, and that's what it is, man. They really take pride in seeing Black people taking care of their own, taking care of their own, and we getting their embrace. There's no negativity, nobody looking at us in threat. When we get to marching, some people want to walk with us. There's a few things that they do, especially like when we like Northside Minneapolis, and that's how we know like the hood niggas is, on our side. Everybody see us marching and they take their guns and they hold them in the air. Like we with y'all, and that's just a beautiful thing, man. That's just beautiful. Just seeing the people embrace it and don't see us as a threat. Like we walking down the street and we patrol at night. It'd be 10 o'clock at night. And you see a mob of people coming down the street, you see people catch their posture and they look. Oh no, them the Panthers. Oh no, we good, man. We good. They with us. They out here for us. And that's the love, man. That's what make us want to get out there and continue to do it and even go even harder at what we do.
That's dope. That's dope.
Man. Yeah, I want to say I appreciate you, being a part of the good fight. You feel me? Because it's like, just like how people, serve the country and go out to war. I appreciate their service and I appreciate your service. You feel me? Because somebody got to fight for us. And to wrap this up, I just want to say I forgot the sister's name, man, but I gotta be grateful that Black people just want equality and we don't want revenge. And that's pretty much where I want to end it at right there.
But you know what though, bro? I want to tell you something, man. These youth, they don't want equality. They don't want it. Let me tell you why they don't want it. Because all that stuff they preach, all that stuff Malcolm X, Jesse Jackson, they preached in the 60s. We're supposed to be reaping that benefit now and we're not. And them kids is pissed off, man. They pissed, man. No, y'all said this back in the 60s, that this won't be happening to us right now. And it's happening. Them shawties, man, them shawties ain't gonna sit there and be like, kumbaya, man. Yeah. Them shawties is gonna get their mind right and ready.
Yeah, I mean, I'll agree with you on that because like the 60s to now, that's 50 years. And it's like, man, the ripple effects of what we're not benefiting, we're really like left way behind. And, there's going to be, there is a wealth gap, a financial gap, or an educational gap that is going to be so hard to repair. It's almost like if it's not repairable, you feel me? Or like the damage is pretty much done. So it's like, if we don't really try to catch up and fix things now, this may be like a permanent thing within the future while certain race or group of people are left behind. But like, that could be, this will be, another a topic for our next discussion. I appreciate you having me on the show. Shout out to J-Rock. Shout out to all my hosts. Go ahead and shout yourself out.
Before we shout ourselves out, I just want to say quickly, within with 30 seconds, please tell people where they can find you with your, social media. If they want to get in contact with any information you want to give that out, and then me and Lance is gonna do our sign off. You feel what I'm saying? So go ahead, J-Rock.
All right, hold on, let me grab my joint right now.
That shirt fire as hell too.
Yeah, it's original, man.
That is tough.
But no, we have a Facebook page that we got. It's called Original Black Panthers of Minneapolis on Facebook. I'll shoot you the link and so you can have it directly. And like I said, man, representing the Twin Cities area, Minneapolis and St. Paul. Like, we patrol, we out there. Like I said, man, we got to come together. We got to do this, man. And this is the right time to do it. You know, I appreciate my brothers, you know, me and you, my man, you know, them my two brothers right there. And they know this is real. You know, this ain't me playing black soldier and want to do this, man. This is something that I've been passionate about my whole life. And now that I have the opportunity, I'm gonna walk the walk. You feel me? I'm gonna get out there. I'm gonna walk the walk. Make sure our people straight, man, and just spread the love and, you know, love, peace, and prosperity, man. That's what I stand on.
That's what it is. All right, you know what it is. Your boy D Wise. We had a great episode. Hey, I know you enjoyed the interview, so what I want you to do is that button on the left side of the screen, that's the like button. Go ahead and hit that. You feel what I'm saying? Also, don't forget to leave a comment. We listen to y'all, whatever y'all tell us, you know what I'm saying? We do, you know what I mean? Without us, you feel me? Without y'all, it wouldn't be us, you know what I'm saying? For us here to, you know, push the agenda, let you know what's going on, and talk about the realest shit out. Also, don't forget to hit that notification bell. You hit that every time we drop a new episode. That's on the far right of the screen. The bell with the little lines on it and shit. Hit that. Every time we drop the newest, freshest material, you'll be the first one to know. And that's what it is. And also, I want to say this real quick. Thank you so much. We recently hit over 200 subscribers. We're moving up in the world. That's because of y'all. You feel what I'm saying? And we have a live episode coming real soon. We'll get stay in contact. We'll let you know when we're gonna do that. It's your boy D Wise. And last thing I'm gonna say is my grandfather was 93 years old, and we only moved a little bit of progress on that chessboard. We only probably moved the pawns. It's time for us to get our pawns on across the other side of the board and turn it into a power piece. That's it. D Wise out.
Lance Draper, and like my Henny, I'm out.